This
Rachel, we got
conference
Rachel,
will
we
now
got
be recorded.
I don't see Dave yet.
Linda,
I'm here.
John, and I do not see Dave Watterson.
Neither do
Okay.
I.
So first topic, we got two topics on the work session. First one, administration proposes to create a grant program to provide relief to both individual citizens of Tenino and Tenino business owners, similar to the original Tenino Wood and Money program of the 1930s. The grant would only be available to those who are responsible for paying a City of Tenino water or sewer utility account and who can prove the need is related to the COVID-19 emergency. The grant may only be redeemed at businesses within the city limits who agree to participate in the program. This is proposed ordinance 910, and details are provided in the packet. So what we are proposing is that we commission the creation of up to about 10,000 in wooden dollars in $25 tokens. This money would be made available to individuals that are citizens of the city of Tenino and have a utility account. So it'd be per utility account. So a house, everybody in a household could not could not each get this. It would be needs based. So there's going to be some criteria that's put forth, and a household could be eligible. What did we decide? 250 or 300? What was the latest? John?
So it's still at 300. All the figures
Okay.
in here, I just put in there. I'm making stuff up. You know, you guys tell me if this is not what you want, more or less. But here's the needs thing. They have to prove that, you know, for a two-person household, in order to get the full amount of the grant, this number value represents the, you know, the federal poverty guidelines. So if there's two people in your house and that's all you've got coming in, you're eligible for the $300 this month. And if it continues into next month, you can get another $300. If it continues another month, you can get another $300. You know, that's the way it's currently set up. If you don't like that method, we can implement another method. This is just, you know, our best guess.
So
I have
it would be wooden money that is only to be able to be used within the city of Tenino. So you could go to the grocery store and buy necessities. You could buy gas. You could pay your utility bill, whatever you need to help you. And it's not for everyone. Again, you have to be able to show that you've been damaged due to this pandemic.
How about people who rent?
They would still
Like
have
for-
a utility account.
But no, not necessarily, because like the Mercy Housing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes the landlords are the ones that, because it's in their name, so the utilities often are still in the landlord's name. So sometimes rent is added on. So like the apartments, you know, above Aunt Kate's. My sister lives there, and utilities are added on to her monthly
Right.
rent, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And that has happened.
Wayne, the
Yeah.
utilities have been part of the person that owns the property since Frank Anderson was, I think, his second term. That's when that all got taken care of. That's when the city adopted that rule, so that if somebody was renting and they skipped out, the city still got the water bill.
Yeah, the utilities are attached to the property, but it's in
Yes.
someone's name.
Yeah,
And
the
it-
landlord's name. It's
Yeah.
not attached to the renter's name. It's attached
No,
to
I
the.
understand that, but that's why I was asking, what
Yeah,
about
clarifying.
for Mercy Housing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
those people are pretty low
You know,
income.
Your intent
Yeah,
is to
we
help
have to
people
have
that need it.
we have to have some way to ensure that they are citizens of Tenino. There's no citizenship card. Maybe there's other considerations we need to take. Obviously, there's some other considerations, but we have to have some way to vet that they are citizens.
Yeah.
Well,
whatever that means anymore.
this is still pretty simple. I mean, given the two different examples that are under discussion, the mayor is correct. Utilities are tied to property, so that's the easiest way to discriminate against the vast majority of folks out there. And when I say discriminate against, it's make sure that they're a resident of the city. Somebody that lives at, the Sandstone, who they're still a tenant. So, okay, they're not responsible for the payment of the water bill because they're on an account at the city, but they can prove they're a tenant of the Sandstone, 1 or 2. And down here at City Hall, we know that deal. So we
Okay.
know they're citizens, and then they have to show that they meet the need requirement.
Okay.
Can we get the landlord to like write a letter or something to the renters that would help the criteria?
They got a power bill in their name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a bill that they're paying to us. A power bill that's in their own name would establish residency.
Driver's license, something along those lines. Anything that proves that they actually live within the city limits. Then the next step would be means testing. But back to my
Is what?
question we were talking to earlier is, how is this going to be backed? And the reason that I'm asking
We
that,
are backing it.
excuse me?
The city is backing. The city is the treasury.
Okay, that means we're as a governmental agency, we're printing our own money without permission from the federal government. You got to
We're
remember
printing script, and
same thing.
there's plenty of places that do that.
I know, and none of them get permission.
These are gift certificates in a sense.
They're
Okay,
coupons.
so basically, you're gifting public funds then.
No. If you read the information, we provided the Attorney General's opinion on this, and in the time of this pandemic, for emergency reasons, for the welfare of the city, we are allowed to help people that are distressed.
Okay.
It's no different, all kinds of government agencies give out stuff all the time. We don't, we don't call food stamps gifting of public funds. We don't call needle exchange programs gifting of public funds. There's ways to do things, and we have covered our bases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, from the attorney's perspective, the things that he's bringing up, we've been able to address each and every point he's brought up to us. And when you talk to him, you can hear him getting excited as he's coming around. And his big thing is, let's get the state auditor's opinion on it. And the auditor has all the documents in your packet. They're doing the same thing our attorney's doing, is looking at it and making sure that we have all our bases covered.
I'm seeing if Dave's going to join us.
I mean, I personally think it's a really good idea, especially in that poverty level. Like, I can't imagine being in poverty already and then not being able to go to work. So, by giving them, like, even if it's a gift certificate, however we want to word it, but they can get food and
The term
whatever.
is script, SCRIP, script. And yep. And the way it would work is, Rachel goes in to buy groceries at the supermarket, and she's got $30 in groceries. She gives them this $25 piece of wooden money, and then $5, and she's covered. At the end of the month, the supermarket would bring in all the wooden money to City Hall, and we'd write them a check for the value of whatever they were given. Real simple.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
And then when this happened last time in 1932 or whatever, people got a hold of this stuff, and then people from out of town paid even more money than they were the face value to get them for collector's items. Maybe some of that'll happen.
Yeah.
You know, somebody
So where's this
you know,
coming up with
somebody
this?
wants to create a wooden money exchange on eBay and sell these things. Okay, that's less money that the city has to pay back.
How much? What is like how much is the value of each? Did you say of each wooden ticket?
It's face value, isn't it?
Yeah, it's $25. I'll show you the current draft.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
fancy.
Yeah, pretty sweet, huh?
okay.
So what if you go to the store and you spend like $18? Do they round it up to 20? And
Yep, no, that's in here. We included that. So you can't just take this thing, go buy a pack of gum, and then get $24 and buy a bunch of cigarettes and booze. It is not exchangeable. So you have to spend it. If
So you
you can
can't
have
get cash
you
back.
can only get up to 99 cents back.
Okay. So on the picture of the bat, is that for COVID?
Yeah.
I love it.
And we might add a surgical mask to George Washington.
Say, yeah,
Let's
you
say
might
only
have to.
100, let's say only 100 people take advantage of this. That's $30,000 at the $300 level. Where's the city coming up with $30,000 to cover that?
We're only printing up to $10,000.
Okay, where are we coming up with the $10,000 to cover that?
The city budget.
I understand.
We have
where in the budget?
yeah, out of
Especially
likely out of
looking
the emergency fund, the contingency fund.
because we've got businesses that have not been able to contribute to our coffers in what, 6 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
So
We
that's
got to help
tax
them
money.
get back online. This is going to inject capital into the economy to help get them through. We also are going to offer with cooperation of council, converting the facade improve. This is the next thing on the agenda, is converting the funds for the facade improvement grant into business micro grants. So we would free that money up because fixing up your facade is not the priority when you aren't even going to have a business. So we are saying that we would like to make it available in, I believe it's $500 chunks. And this would be a grant, like a payroll grant or a help cover your utilities, your overhead, so that you can maybe make up for the month where things have been shut down. And then the third part, and we're just starting to talk to OB about this, is we would like to partner with OB Credit Union to create a business loan administered by OB, but the city acting as the guarantor.
Mr. Mayor, I got to point out that what you described for the facade improvement grant program is absolutely not what the document in front of you says.
Okay.
It only says that we're going to suspend the facade improvement grant and give $5,000 to the food bank. If you wanted to do those other things, we got to throw that back at the attorney and the SAO again.
Okay.
It's not that I'm against the idea. It's just
Yeah.
that I don't know where the money's coming from, the $10,000.
That's the contingency fund.
It's just like all the money that the federal government is doling out now. Where's it coming from? The difference between them and us is that they can print money. We can't.
Yes, we are.
But what are we backing it with? We're backing it with air.
I know. I'm joking, but we have money in the budget, and I feel like it's we're in a situation where we need to use it to prop up the things that we have. Otherwise, when this is all done, I am being contacted by several businesses that are saying that they don't know if they're going to be able to get through this, and they're not eligible for the state money. They're not eligible for the small business loans. They're, if they employ less than 4 people, then they're not considered, you know, the type of business that would be eligible for grants and loans.
just
It's like
about
there
every
is
business
nobody
like that.
here to help Tenino. Hi, Dave.
Hey, I've been here. I first forgot to turn my camera on.
Ah,
I'm listening. I can't figure out what I was doing. I was like, why doesn't anybody see me? So I kind of got in there a little late on your the first one.
mhm.
The other side of that also, Wayne, is that you're saying that if let's just say again, 100 people, that's okay, $10,000 a month. Let's say it goes 3 months. That's $30,000 that we've got to come up with to back all of that. That we
Well,
got to
we're
give.
only asking for 1 month right now.
I understand, but you also brought up the subject of if it goes on, they get another 300. Another month, they get another 300. That's $30,000 in 3
Yeah.
months that we've got to come up with.
We're not asking
You guys
council to,
fundamentally misunderstand how this document. The city is only committing $10,000.
I understand that
Period.
first month, but
And
what
then
I'm saying,
if there is a second month, we're
Yeah.
all going to be sitting at this table having this discussion again to find out if we can or want to continue and do this again.
okay, because that's not what it sounded like when you were talking
Yeah,
about it.
we're not asking for a blank check to do this as many times as possible. We're saying we want to do this for 1 month, and then a month from now, hopefully we're not even going to have this discussion.
there's no time limit on this. This program is for the duration of the emergency or until you guys say stop. And we're committing $10,000 to it. I mean,
Right.
we
So if we
have
go
to
3
write it
months
that
and we
way
haven't
or
spent,
we'll never get it through the state auditor's office. We can't have an open-ended commitment for a city as small as we are.
Dave, did you have something?
oh yeah, so I just say, yeah, like you said, $10,000. It could last 1 month, it could last 2 months, it could last 3 months. Who knows what the utilization will be? So
Yeah, maybe only
really,
5 people come in for this.
the time is irrelevant. It's just what's the demand, and who's going to be eligible for it, and how long will that $10,000 last, or the emergency last.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And remember, they have to demonstrate a COVID-19 related cause for it.
Right.
If every citizen in every citizen in the city can't come in and say that they've been that affected, they won't meet the criteria. But I think $10,000 is more than adequate to address the people in our town that actually have the need for 3 to 5 months.
Yeah. And that was my discussion when I talked to Wayne a little bit about it. Was I really hope we can focus as much as possible as on those people that really are most in need, the ones that are really suffering. There may be some people that are impacted slightly that can still put food in their kids' mouths and pay their mortgages. They may struggle, but hopefully we can try to focus on those people that are really, really, really struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Who is deciding all this? You and John Wayne?
What do you mean, deciding
Like
all what?
when somebody comes in and they apply for it, who decides if they get it or not?
That's
Like,
what
Okay,
that
John.
one document I was showing you here. This is exactly how we do it.
Can everybody see that?
no.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I just see.
So all this explains the program, and basically what it amounts to is somebody has to come in and they have to prove that they are a resident of the city. These are, the money that we're committing is money that was given up and entrusted to the city by the taxpayers of the city of Tenino. So the benefit is limited to the taxpayers of the city of Tenino. And they have to prove so that it's not a gift of public funds to alleviate those concerns. They must prove that their current circumstances are a direct result of some COVID-19 thing. Either they got sick, their family member got sick, They weren't allowed to go to work, whatever the deal is. It just has to be related to COVID-19. So if they're a city resident and they don't meet these standards or they exceed those standards, they're going to be eligible or not eligible. So what I'm telling you is this isn't a guessing game. We've put it in black and white. And the way we envision it working is somebody that wants to submit this application has to fill it out. They have to come in with the correct paperwork. The utility clerk verifies the citizenship thing. The court clerk verifies their economic situation. And if both of those two people agree that they meet the criteria, they give the application to me. I go in, create a certificate of eligibility. I sign it, the mayor signs it, and then we call the person in and say, we're going to give you this much money. Here, you're going to sign for this serial number to this serial number. Here you go. And they can go spend it at any business in town that signs an agreement with us to participate in the program. That's what this next document is. And this tells the merchants, if you verify that the person in front of you is the person that's eligible to have those script, and once you've done that, they can buy anything in your store that you normally do except these few things. And they can't give more than $1 worth of change. And so now, we've given direct aid to the people that need it the most, and we're injecting that money back into the local economy through Tenino's own businesses. And that's the key to this program, how it is not a gift of public funds, and all the controls that I've explained to you in there are what's going to get it through the state auditor's office. I mean, we're not just throwing money out there.
So basically what you're saying is the people over the sandstone apartments, because they don't work to begin with, they don't qualify for any of this.
There could be a number of different ways they could show that they're affected.
Correct.
But like if they haven't lost any income, and
Yeah.
then they wouldn't be eligible.
And that's right, rightfully so. They shouldn't be.
If somebody's on Social Security, retirement, whatever, and they get the same amount of money that they did this month that they did 6 months ago, then no, they're not experiencing hardship because of this emergency. But somebody else, that lost their job, can't work, and doesn't have enough money to cover groceries, then that person would be eligible. Maybe they make $65,000 a year normally, but they're not making anything right now.
Well, normally they would be drawing unemployment. What's going on?
It's your wall charger.
Rachel's momming.
I am sorry. Yeah.
Turn off your microphone when you. George Sharp. George Sharp chimed in and wanted to know about people on unemployment. Well, of course they wouldn't be eligible, because if they're getting unemployment, they're getting that, plus most of them will be getting the $600 a week from the federal government also. How soon they're going to be getting that money, I don't know, but that's true. There are people that will fall between the cracks who won't be able to get anything, and those are the people that we are targeting, I would think.
Yeah.
Exactly who we're targeting. And then back to the direct thing for the businesses. Yes, corporations are legal entities, they're people, but that's not the intent there. The OB bank that trying to put the loan packages together, that's the third leg of this stool. That's the quote unquote direct assistance to the businesses. OB Credit Union would be responsible for accepting the application, applying whatever criteria they have for these kinds of loans to those things. And Tenino would just step in and say, and if the guy defaults, we'll guarantee repayment of that loan. Does that mean Tenino's going to repay the loan? I don't know.
You're still working on that, right, John?
Right.
But I mean, banks are generally good about getting their money back. You know, they always get it from me. You know,
I have a little bit of experience in this, and I think basically what this does is just makes it a little bit easier for some of these businesses that are maybe can't show a huge profit. It makes the bank more willing to loan, just because that they have, I forget what they call it. There's a name for it. Basically, that they just know there's this fund of money that
yeah, we'd be collateralizing our own money for their loan.
right.
But it wouldn't be a free for all. There'd still be some criteria.
Yes.
It just might not be as strict a criteria.
Right. And that's what it does. It just frees them up to make a little more leniency on the criteria, especially during these uncertain times when,
2 minutes.
a business may not be able to show that they're going to be making the profits for the next, 6 months or a year or whatever it is.
And these would have to be viable businesses that, that weren't just started last week and already, and weren't planning on not reopening. I mean, they've got to be an actual viable business, but there would be criteria that OB would use to determine what that means. And that this one's still conceptual. We'd have to have contracts, we'd have to have agreements, and then you guys those things would be brought to you guys. Is it time?
Yeah, no, can we talk about the other one thing on the agenda?
What's that?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead. What's the other thing?
The suspension of the facade improvement grant program.
Okay, so what we are asking, and I don't think it's completely captured here, is that the facade improvement grant, improving facades is not the priority right now. It's shoring up the economy. And so what we are asking, or what we will be asking, is that we are asking to approve a request for the food bank. And then after that, what we will be asking is the facade improvement funds be used to be distributed as a needs-based grant for small businesses.
Oh. Yes, I guess I don't understand that. But, we've already got one. Tom Pogue was approved for the front of the Sandstone building for a sign.
Has that gone through already?
Yeah.
Yes, it went through the committee and the council, and in the vouchers tonight, they finally gave us the receipts in late March, and so the check's going to go out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, there won't be a full $5,000. I'm sure that they got 1,000, right around 1,000.
Correct.
I guess I would say whatever's left we put towards this. If we don't have any.
If there's a bigger need, we can come back and we can reevaluate the budget and see if we can allot more. That's, that would be something that would involve the council.
Again,
Money comes out of the contingency funds.
It could.
as written, this document as written, if you guys adopt it, when you count the $1,000 facade grant that is going to go out tomorrow, the value you could place on this is $6,000. It's not in stone. You guys can adopt it with the caveat that the one-time grant's going to be for $4,000, and then, like the mayor says, we can come back and revisit it. This is not intended to be, this was intended to be a one-time thing, and then in 2021 we'd go back to the regular old run-of-the-mill facade improvement grant.
And I missed, was the food bank asking for some help? Is that what
Yeah, I don't know if you read, there was an article that came out, a company named Merit Construction came down and they're wanting to do a bunch of improvements to the food bank to help make it more, like where they can safely distribute.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, everyone, welcome to the April 28th Tenino City Council meeting. Let the record show that all council members are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Okay. We have an agenda needing approval.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. We're skipping over the minutes. That brings us to the consent calendar for payroll, EFTs in the amount of $21,420.97 and claims checks 29067 through 29089 and other EFTs in the amount of $39,800.73 for a grand total of $61,221.70. We're asking that you move to approve the vouchers and the claims as presented.
Just did.
Second.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. That brings us to ordinances. Ordinance 910. This would create the City of Tenino COVID-19 Recovery Grant Program. This is a program where we would create up to $10,000 in Tenino wooden money to be distributed to those who are in need and have been affected by the pandemic.
Move approval.
And allotments up to
Second.
$300 per person on a monthly basis.
You got a first from me, second from Jason.
We have a first from who?
Me.
First from John O'Callahan, second from Jason. All right, let's open that up for discussion. Is there any discussion on the COVID-19 Recovery Grant Program?
I think we've discussed.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, ordinance 911. We should have named the other one 911. This is an ordinance of the City of Tenino suspending the City of Tenino Facade Improvement Grant Program for fiscal year 2020 and establishing a one-time grant in favor of the Tenino Food Bank Plus. We will discuss further the remainder of the funds and if we can distribute those as a grant program to help businesses. But right now, Ordinance 911 is going to fast track the Food Bank Plus application and kind of put on hold things until we get the rest of it figured out.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Hey, Linda maybe was gonna.
Linda, did you have something?
Well, I think everybody knows how I feel about it. I think that we committed to helping the facade improvement grant with that money. I know that we need to help the food bank, and it is a time of crisis, so I'll go along.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. That's it.
4 minutes?
Quickest meeting ever.
Oh
We
my
should do these
God.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Mhm.
them all this way from now on. Dave's sitting outside in his front yard, just living life.
Right.
Let me remind
Have a drink in
everybody,
the hand.
we need to see at least 3 of you over the course of the next 3 days to get the vouchers approval process.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Will I?
Okay.
Okay,
I can come in too.
Thank you.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Non-debatable motion.
Everyone have a nice night. Thank you.
Good night.
bye.